Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Marshall. Marshall is the transferred use of an English surname originally derived from a Norman French occupation name, marescal, signifying a person who looked after horses. Marshall ultimately comes from the Germanic elements, marah meaning horse and scalc meaning servant. A marshal held a position of particular significance given the vital importance of horses and their military function in society dating back to antiquity. The Lord Chief Marshal held a high position within a noble household or office of state. This surname dates back to the 11th century Domesday Book and was originally recorded as Marah's cow. By the time Marshal was a fixed name, it denoted a shoeing smith, and later, the marshal's horse-related occupation became largely ceremonial. As a given name, Marshall is one of the older surnames in use as a masculine, personal name, dating back to at least the 19th century. Personality of the boy named Marshall. The three energy is powerful and enthusiastic. These personalities are cheerful, full of self-expression, and often quite emotional. They have an artistic flair and gift of gab that makes them natural entertainers. Their joyfulness bubbles over, and their infectious exuberance draws a crowd. The three personality is like a child, forever young and full of delight. They are charming, witty, and generally happy people. The three personality lives in the now and has a spontaneous nature. Three seem to live with a bright and seemingly unbreakable aura that attracts others to them. In turn, they are deeply loyal and loving to their friends and family. Luck also has a tendency to favor number threes. Popularity of the boy named Marshall. Marshall has maintained a position on the American male naming charts since 1880, the first year the U.S. government began tracking naming trends. During the 19th century, Marshall as a masculine given name may have been influenced by John Marshall, a long-serving Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, 1801 to 1835. His court opinions played a large role in laying the foundation of constitutional law and raising the court's stature as an equal branch of government along with the executive and legislative bodies. At the turn of the 20th century, Marshall was a name enjoying respectable moderate use on the top 200 list of most favored boy names. As the decades progressed into the last century, Marshall slowly declined to lower levels of moderate popularity. Interestingly, another important Supreme Court justice, Thurgood Marshall, also held this surname. Appointed in 1965 by LBJ, Thurgood Marshall holds the distinction as the first African American to serve on the nation's highest court. We were surprised to see that the hugely successful rap artist Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, did little to bolster the popularity of his name at the turn of the 21st century. Marshall Erickson is also a central character in the popular sitcom How I Met Your Mother. The easygoing, ever-optimistic Marshall is played by the lovable Jason Segel. Marshall reminds us of Kendall, Randall, Maxwell, and even Mitchell. It's a cool name. Marshall is an esteemed surname turned first name. It feels gentlemanly, old-fashioned, yet strongly masculine and modern all at the same time. Quick facts on Marshall. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 328. Pronunciation, MAHRSHL. Simple meaning, horse servant. Characteristics of Marshall. Social, creative, optimistic, popular, communicative, happy, dramatic. Cultural references to the baby name, Marshall. Popular songs on Marshall. A song by Eminem, Explicit, a song by Blue Oyster Cult, The Marshall Plan, Marshall Mathers. Famous people named Marshall. Marshall Bruce Mathers III, aka Eminem, rap musician, Marshall Crenshaw, musician, Marshall Bell, actor, Marshall Falk, football player, Marshall Ullman, actor. Historic figures with the name Marshall. Jimi Hendrix was one of the most important and influential popular musicians of the 20th century, who crammed a great deal of living into his, almost, 28 years. Skyrocketing to fame after appearing at the 1967 Monterey Pop Festival. We went on to headline at Woodstock in 1969 and the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970. He is credited with popularizing the use of the wah-wah pedal and stereophonic effects in recordings, as well as highly amplified feedback. He received numerous music awards, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame posthumously, and was named by Rolling Stone as a the greatest guitarist of all time. Jimi Hendrix died a drug-related death in London. He is buried in Seattle.